Hey friends, Greg with the Pennywise guys. Last week's video I showed you how to repair a deep dent in a chrome bumper without removing the bumper and without rechroming. And I did a welding process to fill in that big dent. I got to thinking about that and decided I want to show you an alternative method to doing the same repair without welding. Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you on this video. Also, I redid the vinyl work on this. Last video I showed you that I wasn't 100% satisfied with the color breaks because they ended and the color change wasn't really good. So I went ahead and redid it. I want to show you the results. Okay, an alternative method would be using Tech screws drilled into the metal. A Tech screw has a drill bit and the sheet metal threads. So if you basically got the 3/4 inch by 5/16 Tech screws, and you can get 1/4 inch Tech screws, but it depends on how big the dent is. I already got one put in there. This is a sample piece of metal, the thickness of a bumper. And we try to get it about 1/4 inch apart from each other. Okay, once it starts to go, you can go ahead and get as deep as you need it. If you need it deeper, you can go down a little deeper. But try to keep the head of the screw at least a 1/16 inch below the flush line of the finished Bondo work. I like to go maybe a little bit more than that. And then go about every 1/4 inch, just put some screws around the hole like that. And give yourself enough space to where you can squeeze the Bondo in between the screws to get behind the screws to get a good bite, okay? So don't get it so close together you can't get Bondo in around the screws. So once you get a series of screws in that hole, get them where they're flush or a little bit less than flush, between a 1/16 and 1/8 inch down from flush. Then do your Bondo work and you're good to go. So you don't have to have a welder to do this work, okay? So you can use the Tech screws. And you can get these at Lowe's or Home Depot. Now that you see that you can do the work without welding, go ahead and watch last week's video to show you how to do all the rest of the work and the vinyl work. I want to go ahead and go over a couple things on the vinyl. Over the last few videos, I've been calling this vinyl or calling it Mylar. Mylar was a really good high chrome finish, but it can't stretch. And that's the problem. If you've got a flat surface, Mylar would really work well for you. But being that this is a curved bumper, Mylar wouldn't work. And so I went with a vinyl is now coming with a really high polish finish. Not quite as polished, as shiny as Mylar, but it's really good. Not like they used to be. So I'd recommend using the vinyl if you've got any curvatures whatsoever, like a bumper or that grill that we did. If you have something really flat, you could buy some Mylar, but make sure it's a Mylar that has adhesive on the back. But I would stick with the vinyl, it's cheaper. I actually found a roll that's twice as long. It's compared to what I was buying for the same price. I'll put a link to that for both of them at the bottom. And so just go ahead and forgive my calling it Mylar sometimes and vinyl, it's just a habit. And it works well, it'll last, maybe 8 to 10 years. So I hope this helps. Let me go ahead and show you the results of redoing this project a second time. Last week's video I said I was going to do it again because I didn't like the color breaks, that were seen between the sheen and the color of the original chrome and the vinyl. I'm not 100% satisfied with the results. I'll tell you why. Is the color break and the sheen is different. And so I'm going to redo this. I'm going to go ahead and go from that corner to there, and then from there to that corner. That way you won't see the color breaks and it'll be a lot nicer. And here is the vinyl work that I showed you last week I wasn't satisfied with, and I went ahead and redid it, and I wanted to show you the results. So it looks 100% better. I'm real satisfied. I pray that you are blessed and that you know Him who is the author of life.